Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Iceman 3rd ID. I'm back off vacation. Got a little time, to record a little bit. My kids have been out of school, I've been on vacation, work's been crazy. That's why I haven't been recording any videos, but hey, I'm back. Kids are go back to school. August 9th, No Man's Sky is coming out. We got a lot to talk about. And I left my notes somewhere and I can't find them. So I'm just doing this on the fly. So I guess first things first, I went to South Dakota and to Wyoming and took my wife and my kids out there, and we had a great time, and we saw a bunch of stuff, and that was about 2 weeks. But there's been a lot of stuff going on since I haven't been recording any videos. We're fitting to get into that. First of all, No Man's Sky has been leaked a lot. Like I've watched as much as I can of all the leaked content, and the first person to leak it was a dude named Damien, and he posted a link to his live Twitch feed on Reddit. Right, and he bought the game on eBay for $1,250 plus $50 shipping. He gets it. The thing is, this guy I guess he's a gaming journalist, right? But I mean, okay, you're a gaming journalist, but then you steal a game. So how much of a gaming journalist can you be if you're I mean, not stealing games, he bought it obviously, but you're doing things in an unethical manner. But I mean, that's gaming journalism, I guess. What do you expect? It's not like that's journalism altogether these days. You can't. That's the morality of journalism these days. So, but anyway, he gets the game early, uploads gameplay, makes a review of the copy that he got off of eBay. The only problem with that is that no one's sure if he got the real game. He got a copy of the game, but is it the final product of the game? So how can you review a final product if you don't have the final product? So it might be a review copy, and review copies tend to be nerfed for reviewers so that they can complete the game faster, so that they can get the reviews out faster, and that it's also made a little bit easier so that the reviewers aren't inhibited by skill level, right? So like Dark Souls 3, the bosses were nerfed. A lot of the progression markers, were nerfed, so that people could get through the game and put a review out in a timely manner. It wouldn't take them a year to review the game. Makes sense. But if that's what this dude Damien got, was a nerfed copy of No Man's Sky, he said it took him 30 hours. Sean Murray said it would take 40 to 100 hours for the average player to get to the center of the galaxy. Damien said it took him 30 hours, and he used an exploit. Well, since then, Hello Games has said that they're going to make a day one patch, right? So even if this isn't a review copy, they said that they're working on balancing issues. They're adding new features and new gameplay elements to the game day one. So as far as I'm concerned, he's not even reviewing the actual game. He's reviewing part of the game, but he's not reviewing the entire thing. The entire thing that we're going to see on day one with the day one download. So I wouldn't take anything that he says to heart. You know what I mean? So if he says, "Oh, it was way too easy," and blah 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 blah, wait till reviewers actually review the real game. But I'm gonna get it at day one anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And that brings us to my plans for the channel. For a while, this is going to be turned into like a No Man's Sky channel, which is why I have Rebel Galaxy playing in the background. I wish I could give you guys some No Man's Sky footage, but it won't let me record Twitch. Well, I guess it would let me record Twitch, but I'd have to be playing it. it won't let me record YouTube. So, and I'm doing this all on a PlayStation. So, this is what I got. So this is what you're looking at. But when the game comes out, I'm gonna be hopefully going to be going to the midnight release and then making some videos after that. I'm gonna be trying to put out 15-minute gameplay videos. I'm going to take about 45 minutes of footage and distill it down to about 15 minutes of interesting footage that doesn't involve just walking around and gathering resources and stuff. So interesting things like that, like if I see something cool, you know, I'll take about 45 minutes of footage and give you the best, like 1/3 of that, like the best 15 minutes of it. And it's going to require a little bit of editing on my part, but I'm fine with that. Quality over quantity, you know. So, I've got a couple ideas for the channel. Yeah, if you're one of my subscribers, I think I've got about, I don't know, 20 subscribers right now. My channel is really tiny. So, to build the channel, build the subscriber base, I'm gonna do some pretty wacky stuff. Right? So, this is kind of gimmicky, but I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun for you guys. It'll be fun for me. Planets are going to be named after the episode of No Man's Sky that I'm making. So like episode 1 is going to be Don't Die. You know, because I'm trying not to die in No Man's Sky completely. Like I want to get to the entire center of the universe without dying. Now Damien said he did that, but he did it on a nerfed copy of No Man's Sky. I want to do it on the real thing. I want to do it on the copy of No Man's Sky that comes out day 1, and I think that's going to be a little difficult, but I think I can do it, right? So my first video is going to be Don't Die, because I don't want to die on my first day, although that would be kind of good, because then it would take the pressure of trying not to die off me. But at any rate, so episode 1 would be Don't Die, so my first planet is going to be called Don't Die. You know, my first planet, I'm going to name it after the episode. My first planet is going to be called Don't Die. Now, this is where the subscribers come in. You know, you can, if you discover animals or plants or rocks, yes, you can discover rocks. If you discover plants, animals, or rocks, you can name them, right? Once you upload them to the Atlas, you can name them. So I'm going to be naming animals after my subscribers, right? And plants and animals after people I don't like. Like
engines at maximum.
Like I might name, you know, animal after, you know, I'll just go down a list of subscribers, and the first animal that I name will be the first name on that list, and so on and so forth. And then that way everybody gets a fair shake at being named something in No Man's Sky. But then, like, I might take like an animal or like a plant that's got like tentacles on it that attacks you with nasty chemical and biological attacks and is all green and slimy. I might name that Donald Trump. Or if there's like a Venus flytrap that tries to like eat creatures as they pass by, that might be like a Hillary Clinton. You know what I mean? So everybody's gonna get a chance to get put in No Man's Sky. I got a couple of friends of mine that are my subscribers. I'll probably find I got a buddy of mine that's a really big guy, and he's got a very commanding presence when he enters a room sometimes. And I'm gonna find the smallest, cutest, teeniest, tiniest creature and name it after him. That'll be fun. So, that's gonna be pretty interesting to name creatures and animals after my subscribers. That'll be fun. And then I'm gonna hit milestones. You know, I'm gonna have milestones for the game. I'm gonna have milestones for the channel. You know, one of the first milestones that I want to reach is getting 50 subscribers, then 100 subscribers, and then like 500 subscribers and 1,000 subscribers and stuff like that. But that's thinking a little bit ahead of where I'm at right now. I've got like 20 subscribers, so but I think as long as I keep at it and I put content out there, I think the channel will grow a little bit. But I'm more interested in milestones in No Man's Sky, like you know, the first your first planet. I mean, that in itself is a milestone. That's a very important one. That's like when you're born into the universe. That's going to be awesome. You know, I can't wait to see what my first planet's going to be. I can't wait to see what the flora and the fauna are on it. And a lot of discussions, that's one of the things that I've been seeing is that, oh, well, each planet just has one biome. When you look at No Man's Sky and the way that planets are built, each planet has like 4 different biomes, right? And people are going to be like, no, they don't. They've all got one biome. Well, if you look at it, you've got animals that live in the sky. You got flying animals, right? That's one biome. See, the sky can be acidic. It could be dry. It could have storms. It could be radioactive. I mean, there's a bunch of different things that sky could be. So that makes it its own biome. You don't have fish living in the sky, so that makes it its own biome, right? Then you've got the ground level, right? That's its own. That's traditionally what we think of as a biome. Right? So it's got its own plants and animals, blah, 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 blah. Well, then you can go underground, and there's cave systems, and the cave system is its own biome that has different plants and animals per planet and things like that, and you're going to find different things in there. Then you've got bodies of water that hold their own biomes. So each planet is a collection of 4 different biomes that combined make planets unique. And I don't want to rush through the game and not explore each biome, you know? You've got NPCs, you've got you know, you could run into anything, any number of things you could run into, and it's going to be interesting to see, you know, a lot of the gameplay footage that I've seen so far that has been leaked without giving away spoilers or anything, is people rushing through the game. There's been very few streamers that I've seen that just take their time and explore. You know, there's one streamer that I saw that takes his time. He hasn't even left his first system yet because he's exploring so much, you know, and that's cool. I like that. You know, take your time, explore, have fun with the game, see what the game has to offer before you move on to the next star system or move on to the next planet. Try to fully explore as much as possible. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get rid of that cruddy ship that you start with. You start with like a little life pod, and I don't think I'm spoiling anything for anybody, but at the beginning of the game, you've got this little cruddy thing that everybody starts off with, and it's in bad shape, and you need to do some things to help it along. So I want to get rid of that thing as quick as I can, because the longer I spend, you know, upgrading that thing and upgrading the little life pod thing, that's more time I could be upgrading another ship, you know. So I'm gonna get rid of that as soon as I can. As soon as I can, I'm gonna get rid of that thing. Super excited, man. Super excited. I'm gonna try to put together on all my off days. I got a crazy work schedule, right? So I work 15 days a month, but they're all 12-hour days, and they're all staggered weirdly. So I got like every other weekend off, every other Monday, Tuesday off, every other Wednesday and Thursday off, and then every other Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So it gets kind of weird there, but I'm gonna try to take all my off days and make videos. So we've got about 4 days left. We got about 4 days left until it comes out. Comes out August 9th, 12 midnight. I'm gonna try to pick it up, and I have to work August 9th. So that may happen on August 9th. It may happen on August 10th. But either one of those days, my first video is gonna be up. And then after that, I'm gonna hit a very aggressive content schedule where I'm playing. And what I'll do is every about 15 minutes, I'll save my video, and then once I have 3 of those 15-minute chunks together, I'll put them into my editing software, excuse me, put them in my editing software, and then distill it down to the most interesting 15 minutes. You know, cut it up. Just kind of like what I've done here with Rebel Galaxy. By the way, Rebel Galaxy is an awesome game. It's free on PS4 right now through PS Plus. You pick it up, man. It's awesome. I'm not showing a lot of the space station footage because it's just a bunch of menus and me trading commodities and stuff like that, trying to make enough money for my next ship. But it's a game where all you do is play capital ships, and it's a space exploration game, nowhere near as big as No Man's Sky, but it's a really fun game. It's got great voice acting, not great voice acting, but for this genre of game, it's great voice acting. You know what I mean? It's got which you don't see that very often in this genre of game, is voice actors. They usually don't spend the money on the time and the money on voice actors for a game like this. So I'm glad that they did that. The depth of the combat is pretty good. The soundtrack is the biggest selling point of this entire game. The soundtrack is great. It's got a very kind of blues space cowboy type of feel to it, and it makes you feel like, man, all right, this is edgy, you know, while you're playing it. Very fun game, and I picked it up probably 3 or 4 months ago for about 20 bucks. It's very good, 20 bucks well spent, and now it's free. So pick it up. There's no reason not to play it, unless you're just not into cool space games. But I'm guessing, since you're here, wanting to know about a space game, then you'd want to play this, and like, this will hold you over until No Man's Sky comes out, unless you're one of those people that can get an early copy of No Man's Sky. By the way, if you do come across an early copy of No Man's Sky, keep in mind that if there's a day one patch that's going to come out, the nature of No Man's Sky with its procedural generation is that if they patch anything that's going to mess with your save file, right? Like, let's say you've gotten halfway through the galaxy by the time No Man's Sky comes out, and you hit that day one patch, it could corrupt your save file until it's unusable, right? So just be aware of that. Like, if you get it early and start playing, don't plan on keeping that save file, right? Like, there's a lot of people I'm seeing playing right now that if they get to the center of the galaxy or whatever, you're going to lose all that gameplay. You know, depending on what the day one patch entails, they could really change the galaxy. One of the things in the demo that they said is that the planets were closer together just for the demo, right? And these planets that I'm seeing in this gameplay footage are really close together. So they might spread those planets apart so that it takes longer to get anywhere. So it will take you 40 to 100 hours to get to the center of the universe. That might be part of the reason why it didn't take as long, you know? So just keep that in mind. If you get your hands on an early copy, don't plan on keeping that gameplay save file. You know, you might have wasted 4 days if you pick it up today. If by the 9th you download that day one patch and you want to play the full game, you might have to uninstall it and reinstall it. So just keep that in mind. That's something to look out for, and I don't think a lot of people are thinking about that.
You're tearing me apart.
I think when I get to about 5,000 subscribers, I might do a webcam. And it, you know, my channel isn't. It's not. I don't have ads on it and stuff like that because I'm not trying to make money on it. You know, that may be in the future, but I think 5,000 subscribers, I think that warrants people being able to see my face. So I might do like a face cam at 5,000. But I'm an ugly dude, you know what I mean? And so showing my face is kind of like, I don't wanna, I'm gonna embarrass myself, you know, stuff like that. So I don't know if I want to do that. But there's gonna be like giveaways and contests and stuff like that. But I just want to I want to get to 50. That's my goal right now, is just to get to 50 subscribers and putting No Man's Sky out there for people to watch, and you know, I'm really excited about it. And let's see what else here is going on with No Man's Sky. You know, people are trying to I see videos of people trying to already put together like, what do you need to do to be a good player in No Man's Sky when you first start out and stuff like that. It's like, dude, the game's not even out yet. How do you know? You know, okay, you've seen people play it, but it's not the full game, and that's why I really haven't done that. You know, because we really don't know what the game's going to be like still. It looks cool, you know. None of the gameplay footage I've seen, I felt, has spoiled it for me, you know. But the game looks great. The game looks awesome, but we don't know what the actual game is going to be like yet. We don't have that day one patch, so I don't see how people are already making videos about how to be good at No Man's Sky. You know, it's like, how do you know? I mean, you got what Sean Murray's told you. You've got what these streamers are streaming, but beyond that, you haven't played the game for yourself. So, I don't really know how they. I think they're just trying to get views without getting copyright infringed. I think that's all it is. It's because people are running out of stuff to say about No Man's Sky, which is another good thing about me going on vacation and taking all this time off, is I can make a 26-minute video or whatever about it, and I got stuff to talk about because I haven't talked about any of it, you know. One of the in a game like this, it's all procedurally generated, and you know, if 100,000 people play this game, we're all going to have different experience. How much can you really spoil it for me? So there's a question that comes about with that, right? Like, if this were Call of Duty, right, that has a very linear storyline, the first mission you will have spoiled the game for me, because we're all going to see that. We're all going to experience that at some point in the future, right? But if I never experience what you're going to experience in your game, if I never see the animals you see or get the guns and the ships that you get, then how is it spoiling it for me? So I think a lot of people are freaking out because, oh, you're spoiling the game, They're reporting these Twitchers, and they're getting them banned from Twitch, or they're getting them banned from this, or they're getting people in trouble, getting their DMC strikes by Sony and stuff like that. I don't see the morality conflict of spoiling this game for people, because it's 18 quintillion planets, all procedurally generated. Everything's procedurally generated. None of us are going to have the same experience, so you're not really spoiling it for me, unless you show me some big plot concept like the center of the galaxy or something like that. You're not really spoiling it for me, which if I don't want to, and the thing about spoilers is if I don't want to see the spoiler, I don't have to, right? So there's also choice involved there. So even if I know, okay, I'm playing Call of Duty early, and I've got gameplay footage over here, well, if I don't want to see that, I don't have to look at it. So there's always that too, right? Oh, well, quit spoiling it for me. Well, don't look at it. You know, I mean, there's nothing saying you have to look at it. So those two things combined make the argument that it's wrong to spoil this game for people kind of null and void, you know? I mean, unless somebody's just streaming footage constantly of them going through the center of the galaxy and then putting it on a loop and selling it as something completely different than what it is, then you're not really spoiling it for anybody, you know? So I've watched as much quote-unquote spoiler footage as I could. You know, I want to see what people are doing. I'm curious. I've seen things that I didn't even think about, you know, where it just blew my mind, where I was like, man, I didn't even think about that. Like, without spoiling it for you, right? I saw this one dude. It was the funniest thing. He's got like 7,000 people watching him, right? And he's landed on this planet, or started on this planet, that has got these holes in the earth that are about, I don't know, 30 feet wide, but they go straight down, and you look into them and you can't even see the bottom of the hole, right? And so he's just wandering around, and there's these holes everywhere that are just 30 feet in diameter
Engines at maximum.
and straight down, and you can't see the bottom of them. So somebody, everybody in the comments is like, look over the edge, look over the edge. And he looks over the edge, and he's looking down, People are like, jump in. And I'm like, dude, don't jump in. Because, how do you get back out of something like that, Is your jetpack powerful enough to get you back out? And he jumps down, and everybody freaks out, like, oh, he jumped down in there. Is he going to be able to get back out, That type of thing. That's the stuff that, man, I'd never even thought of. Like, I didn't think that there was going to be planets with just holes that go straight down into the planet. That's just crazy, But anyway, look, if you guys like the video that I put out today, if you got any ideas, if you like it, hit the like button. If you got any good ideas for me for the channel, tell me in the comments below. And I appreciate you staying for this really long video of me just rambling. And hey, if you didn't like the video, hit the unlike button. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more No Man's Sky. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later.